Hello everyone, in this video I get a perfect game with Draven, Glacials, and a couple techs. I only managed to record the last few minutes once I realized that the perfect game was very possible. I've only been playing auto chess like games for a couple weeks, and TFT once it was released to NA on public server as I don't have access to the PvE. But in that limited experience I found out that one of the better strategies with Draven is to have a tanky front line and supportive back line while he does most of the damage. I made my notes of what happened in the game shortly after it ended since it was still fresh in my memory and I didn't manage to record it from the start. I had a great start to this game with Graves and Lucians as the gunslingers, while my early frontline was Knights with Darius and Garen. The start was great because I obtained a 2-star Graves with Rageblade within the first couple minion rounds, then the 2-star Garen right before the first round versus other players, and a 2-star Darius soon after that. I know Rageblade isn't the greatest on Graves, and I didn't obtain Lucian until Graves was already 2 stars, and Graves being a 2 stars also made him more durable, while Lucian being 1 stars could easily be jumped on by assassins and get bursted quickly because he didn't have that extra HP and no extra mana from any items to help him start dashing quicker. Also, I figured I could trade in the Graves for gold later if I didn't develop anything more, as pirates are harder to come by compared to nobles, which I already had in 2 in Lucian and Garen. I completed a second Rageblade with the second selection of items. In between early and mid game I made the decision to put Frozen Heart on Darius as I was starting to barely win out fights. So I figured making Darius tankier and slowing down my opponent's attack would help in securing wins. I obtained Draven in between first and second selection and a 2-star Draven right after the second selection. I transitioned to Glacials in the middle of the second selection and third selection. Soon after the third selection I got lucky with level 2 Glacial tanks, one of them being Sejuani, which gave me 4 Glacials. At this point no one else had many Glacials, which is what helped me get to 2 stars so quickly. 2 teams had assassins, but they all got instantly deleted by Draven the moment they jumped on him, since I switched over to 2 rage blades to him from the graves and gave him a spirit of the Sojin, so he literally would auto once or twice and would snowball so hard from that. There were a couple games where Draven died mid-fight, but the rest of the team finished carrying after Draven had been taken out half of the enemy team. A tech pike was good to keep the stun lock going as well. One of the biggest decisions I made was going double Frozen Heart on the front line. It was really helpful as I faced front lines who had over half mana. The 2 Frozen Hearts would slow down the attacks enough where my Glacials could start stun locking the enemy team. So between the slow attacks and stun locks, the enemy front line could never get their abilities off. I was even beating the second and third place teams by over 15 points after getting those 2 Frozen Hearts. But there were a couple games where it still came down to 2v2s or 1v1s where my pieces survived by less than 10% HP. While luck is always involved in this game, I think I made a few very crucial decisions like 2 Frozen Hearts on the front line, the Tech, Pike, and Kindred, and going non-characters, and all the small decisions I made to help me get this perfect game. Sorry for the quality of this video, but I just wanted to rush and get this out there as perfect games aren't very common. I already figured out how to remove the black sections around the sides, and moving forward I will start recording my games entirely, not just the last couple minutes. So far I'm loving TFT. Even though luck is involved, I find that when I don't place in the top 3, the determining factor ends up being poor decision on my part more so and more often than the RNG in the game. In my opinion, it's the perfect mixture of skill and luck that can be manipulated in your favor if you play your cards right.
Draven does it all with style.
Thanks for watching. I will slowly increase the quality of each video, so if you liked what you saw so far, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment below. Best of luck, and keep on winning those team fights by using tactics.